Do it again, yeah. Straight and clear. Carabiner. Carabiner is done up. Just chill out, Julian. Take some deep breaths. There's no rush to run off the hill. He's terrified.
Oh.
He's doing well to say he's terrified. Nice one, Julian, well done. Today we've come to Mam Tor again, which we've come to the top because it's really quite light. This is Mam Tor. Wind's quite light. Right now it's picked up a little bit because it's a thermal going through. Julian's just launched, his first time flying in a while. He was a little bit nervous, but he did a really good launch. Well done, Julian. Despite your nerves, you got off really well, so well done, excellent. Difficult day to stay up, I think, and Julian's showing that at the moment. You've got to use the thermals today or you're going to be down. And he's a bit out of practice, but he's doing well. So the idea today is just to get up and have a fly around and see how we do. The clouds are looking lovely. It's looking like a really good day for it, other than it's really light, so there's a good chance of going down to the bottom. But we'll see what happens. So I'm going to go get ready and get in the air probably in the next 30 minutes or so. Okay. Well, it's a difficult day. No real slope lift. No ridge lift, sorry, and got to use the thermals to stay up. Right now, I haven't really got any. Took off into one and immediately died. So still, you got to concentrate. Especially on a hang glider. Here we go. Watch where you're going, you idiot! Here we go, we've got a bit of thermal. See if we can use this to get up. A paraglider just then, as I was thermaling, just flew straight across it. That's why I shouted at him. I had to go out my thermal in order to miss him. Don't think he was even the slightest bit aware of what I was doing. To 3,500 feet now. Still climbing. Ish, sort of. So I'm going to try and fly upwind a bit, see how that works out for me. As lots of nice looking clouds around. So let's fly the clouds. Okay, so I've gone upwind and I'm now over Lady Bower Reservoir. That's it down there. How cool does that look? How cool does that look? I've lost my words. It's because I'm too excited. Conditions are really good. I just need to be good enough for the conditions. This is really cool. 5,600 feet, airspace here is 6,500. So I've still got some room to play with before I go too high. To be fair, I'm not going to get that high because cloud base is at about 5,500 feet. Maybe just above it. But this is a really cool flight on one of my home sites where I fly a lot. I'm just seeing how far I can get upwind at the moment. Really enjoying this flight. So, one of the tips for cross-country flying is get high, stay high. Which seems obvious and also is easier said than done. But basically, the thermals are generally easier to use high up. There we go. They're easier to use, they're more spread out, easier to get into. If you allow yourself to get low down, you're potentially in the thermals before they're properly defined, before they've come together, before they've got strong. So get high, stay high as much as you can. Trying to do that now. Probably talking too much really. I've lost that one. The other thing about being high, certainly when you're in a competition, is because the air is thinner, your ground speed is higher. Your speed over the ground, not through the air, but your speed over the ground goes up because the air is thinner. So if you're in a race, that means being high up makes it easier to go faster. Right, I'm going to switch you off and concentrate a bit now. This is a flight of excessive beauty. What a blinking landscape. Look at this. Excessive beauty. Should be against the rules. Wow. I don't like it much. It's chilly though, again. This is what you call being at cloud base. Wow! Wow! Gotta get underneath it though. I'll go along the side of it. There's a gap in the cloud over here. Let's go through the gap. How brilliant is this? 5,800 feet. Can't really go any higher than this. So at this point, unfortunately, my camera gave up the ghost, as it has been doing quite a lot in the cold weather, and I've got a few of these videos that have been cut short, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is show you the rest of the flight and talk about some of the things that I did right and the mistakes that I made. So when it cut out, I was, if you look at the top right of the screen, I was at about 5,700 feet. That's about the highest I got. I carried on to the east, northeast, in order to get the corner of the triangle, because I was trying to get a triangle, and then went back down south. At this point, I'm over the back of Stanage Edge, the moors at the back there, and I found another couple of thermals here. Only little thermal, to be fair. If you look at the line at the bottom, the red line at the bottom of the screen, you can see these look like mountains. That's me going up and down. You see a gentle slope up, and then another one, and another one, before finally, not far from Hathersage, I got a better thermal that took me back up to 5,000 feet. Went on a glide then, and somewhere, was it Kerber? Not far, no, not quite at Kerber, but I got another thermal there, and it got me back up again, over 5,000 feet. And so it went, and I kept going like that, and I got low, well, lower to 3,000 feet-ish. I climbed out near Chatsworth House, which was one of my turn points. I climbed out to 5,500 feet again. This is where I made the biggest mistake of the flight, really, because there was not much in the way of good clouds looking around Chatsworth House, but I was trying to get the turn point, and I flew out to it, as you see, and it was just a downward trend. And when I came back, the second mistake I made was not going back to the start of that thermal that I'd picked up at this point here. If I'd gone back to the right a little bit here, I might have picked up that thermal again and managed to get back up, but I didn't. I carried on gliding, and I thought that when I got to Eyam, usually it works quite well. That area works well in terms of thermals. I thought I might pick something up, but as you see, I didn't. I got down really low, and I'm thinking, at this point, I'm thinking about landing at the base of Kerber, which is just to the right on your screen. I picked up a little bit of a thermal, which was from to the right of where I am there. There was a tractor in a field, and I picked up a really weak, scratty, scrabbly thermal there, which drifted me along, but not really up very much. And at this point here in the flight, I'm over an area that's really shocking landing. It's not somewhere you want to land, so I've just got high enough to be able to go on a death glide, if you like, looking for a thermal, into some better landing areas, which start about here. But as you see, I'm pretty low by this point, and I'm going down, and I managed to land in a really nice landing in a big field here, just at the side of the road. So what did I do right and what did I do wrong? Firstly, the first part of the flight, the things that I did right was I got high and I stayed high. Every opportunity I got to take a thermal, I got it, and I kept as close to cloud base as I could for the majority of the flight. So that's a key point when you're doing a cross country. The higher you can be, the easier the flight's going to be, because the thermals are wider, they're better defined. There's usually a sweet spot between certain heights as to when the thermals are the strongest. It's not necessarily at the top, because at the top they're going to be weaker and more spread out. But as you get a little bit lower down, you've still got good, strong thermals that are well defined, but are stronger than higher up. When you get too low, you end up with a real scraggly little thermal that you're trying to work hard. It might not be as strong as well in order to get up, and you can waste a lot of time doing that. So you see, most of the flight I was fairly high, so that was the things I did right. Coming back over the moors here, I think it was a good option, because there's a lot of heat being generated in these moors, a big thermal generating area. And along this edge, as I'm flying along here, again, lots of thermal generating areas along here, so that was a good thing. My biggest mistake, as I said, was leaving the good clouds and going on a death glide. What would I do differently next time? Well, next time I spoke to my friend Gordon, and he talked to me about Great Longstone. This area here works quite well. So if I was to do this flight again and be in the same situation, I think I would head for this ridge here. Whilst the wind is not on that ridge, it's from the east. This ridge is south facing, and so it's been heated by the sun, and there's a good chance to generate some thermals. Because all I really needed was 1 or 2 thermals. If I'd have got up here, I'd have had it been a good opportunity to glide probably to the corner here, around here, and then into the goal here. So that was my failed triangle that day. It was a good flight with a good landing, not quite what I wanted it to be, but nevertheless I really enjoyed it, and as you can see, the scenery was absolutely stunning. So thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.